What's going on, everybody? Today I got my hands on a SpotOn Omni Collar, and surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, it looks just like the second generation SpotOn Omni Collar. So SpotOn's not trying to do anything innovative or wild when it comes to the exterior of these things, but what really counts is the interior and what changes they've made, like the range, the location tracking, and a longer battery life. I've long said that SpotOn needs to fill that void that the Halo 3 has an advantage in, and it looks like they've done it, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I love the SpotOn. It's one of my favorite smart collars, and that's because it's absolutely loaded with several features, and the features that it has are very, very good and very, very accurate. Now, I've long thought, like I said in the intro, that the Halo 3 had a few advantages over the SpotOn, and those advantages are now gone. The SpotOn has fixed that. They've sealed up those gaps, and they've made the SpotOn Omni a better product overall. Starting with the Universal SIM benefits. Now, the Universal SIM is something that originally the Halo 3 had, and the SpotOn second generation only had 2 cell providers. I believe that was Verizon and AT&T. Now, no matter where you go, you have cell coverage. And basically what that means is SpotOn will switch to the strongest carrier in the area that you're currently in. So if you're on the move, it's irrelevant. You're going to have the strongest signal that you can get. Now, that cellular compatibility is absolutely outstanding, with especially interacting with your phone and the SpotOn. It's extremely accurate. It was already an accurate collar, so just adding these things onto it makes it a lot better. The extended battery life, that was another thing that the Halo 3 had over the SpotOn. Now, the Halo 3 had 24-hour battery life. The SpotOn second gen was more like 22 hours, 21 hours. This SpotOn Omni has a 25-hour battery life, so to me that's pretty exceptional. Now, these collars are smart collars. They've got a lot of things going on, so you can really only hope for a full day's battery. But the idea is to charge your collars each night, you know, before you lay down and go to bed, when the dogs are done for the day and whatnot. So that's kind of normal, but to have that extra little bit of juice throughout the day, especially as the collar gets older and the lithium battery inside starts to lose its efficiency, so to speak, that's really going to help out. So I think it's a better long run feature that they've added that's going to help out with this collar in particular. Another thing the SpotOn has is unlimited virtual fencing. No other smart collar offers unlimited virtual fencing, subscription free. So you can build as many fences as you want to, and you do not have to worry about paying for a subscription, as long as you're just containing your dog within the yard. Now, going outside your yard, tracking location, then we got to talk about a subscription. But until then, as long as you're containing your dog, you can have as many virtual fences as you want to, and you do not have to pay a subscription for that benefit. The off-grid compatibility, that's relatively new, and it's also available on the SpotOn second gen. I don't want to leave the SpotOn second gen out where it comes to that. All that is you can go out, like if you're an RV lifer or you're boondocking or you just like to travel and you really get out in different places and you get away from cell phone signals. There's a lot of places in this country that are still very rural. And if you don't have a signal, you can still connect, or you can still create a virtual fence with this smart collar, as long as you have a Bluetooth signal between your smartphone and this SpotOn. You can create an off-grid virtual fence, and it will function just like any virtual fence does. The home zones with this, that's also another major benefit. Now, with the Halo, it's more of a beacon type deal. With the SpotOn, you essentially create your home zone by creating a virtual fence inside your virtual fence, with this virtual fence being your home. And when the dog comes inside, the satellite signal detects the difference because it's trying to pass through your roof and your walls and everything else, and automatically turns off, and it helps it knowing exactly your home's layout. So basically, you can create this as long as your fence is long, or virtual fence is large enough to hold the capacity of the home zone. You can create this, and it makes it really efficient, easy to bring your dogs in. Your collar deactivates. You don't have to worry about it going off while they're laying in bed trying to catch a nap or something. So the SpotOn collar is waterproof, and to go ahead and show you how that works, and this is a fantastic feature that I love about it, so the dogs can go diving in the river if they want to, or the swimming pool. Show you how it works. It's just a IP67 rating, and that means it can stay submerged up to a meter for 30 minutes. And we'll go ahead and pull it back out here, give it a good little shake. There it is, a little bit cleaner than it was before. And now, as you can see, it's taking a charge just fine. I dried it off with a towel first, and we'll go ahead and build a fence with it. We'll just run through this real quick. Now, if the collar is no longer functioning because of the water, then the fence will not upload to the collar. But as you can see, the collar is already connected back to the app, and it is uploading to the collar. So that's showing that the collar is completely functional and ready to go. The keep away zone or the keep out zone, that's another feature I love about this, because with the Halo, you have to use the beacon outside, and Halo has 4 different beacons, and only one of them, I believe, is waterproof enough to sit outside and chill. And so if you've got, the beacon that comes with the Halo, I'm reasonably sure that thing's not waterproof. You have to order the separate one. SpotOn, you don't need to do that. You just, again, like the home zone, you create a virtual fence within your virtual fence. The SpotOn detects that area. Your dog can't go into it, or it gets corrections in the collar if it tries to get too near it, warnings, beeps, tones, vibrations, that sort of thing. So that's a lot of unique features that the SpotOn has, and with it filling those gaps that the Halo, the advantages that the Halo originally had over it, it's easily one of the best collars on the market today. Look, the Halo beacon is a little bit of a different animal. It's a tiny little thing, so you'll have to kind of figure out a space you want to put it outside. For instance, I could set it on this chicken coop roof and leave it there, but obviously a hard rain is going to wash that away. Now, it will function just fine, but there's only a specific beacon that is actually waterproof, and this is not the one. So if I place this somewhere, it's going to have to be inside of a shed, somewhere that's going to keep it out of the weather. And once you place it there, it creates that sphere, and anytime the dog tries to come into that area, they get the warning indicator on their collar. Now, as far as the app portion of the beacon, you simply set it up just like you do the collar by pressing the center of the beacon down until it lights up blue, and then it will automatically sync up with the app and you're ready to go. Now, the SpotOn doesn't require any kind of beacon to create a keep out zone. As you can see here, I've got a square within the rectangle, and you can manipulate your keep out zone to whatever size you see fit, and you can even walk out your keep out zone, whichever one you want to do. It just serves as a virtual fenced in area within your virtual fenced in area. Now, customer support was another big topic I wanted to highlight for the SpotOn, because I've had to deal with customer support several times in the past, mostly with my previous SpotOn generation. It was a mail thing, just coming through the mail, and so it really wasn't SpotOn's problem so much as the carrier, and SpotOn still went out of their way to make sure that I got the collar in my hands as quickly as possible. So their customer service, as far as my personal experience, has been fantastic. They also offer a 5-star guarantee. That's a 90-day return policy. If you've got your collar and you've had it for a month and a half and you just figure, hey, I don't like it, I'm not a big fan of it, which is hard to imagine because there's not another collar out there that's going to top it, you can send it back, get your money back, no problems, no questions asked. You do that up to 90 days. That's 3 months. And I mean, honestly, if you can't figure out if you like this collar in 3 months, you might as well send it back. I don't know what to tell you, because it's an outstanding collar, and 3 months is more than enough time to decide whether or not it's right for you. And by the way, SpotOn is the only one that does offer that large of a guarantee, a return guarantee. So that's pretty impressive to go along with the new additions that they've added, the new features for the SpotOn Omni. To go ahead and add that 90-day return policy in there is pretty good. They have award-winning customer support. They're available 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can call them. You can even have a 30-minute certified course with a dog trainer, which I'll get to that in a minute. So they're open all week long, unless you wait too late in the day or if you get up too early. So 6 to 9 Eastern is not too bad. I'm on Central Time, so that's 1 hour ahead of me. You also get a lot of good dog training stuff that comes on the app. Some of it's virtual, most of it's just reading materials or whatever, but you can always call and talk to them. And like I said earlier, you get a half an hour with a certified dog expert, not a SpotOn customer representative, an actual certified dog expert, is expert in training dogs. And they will walk you through and give you a full half hour of their time, walk you through everything that you need to know and everything that you need to do with your dog to get them set up with a SpotOn collar, start training them the right way so that the SpotOn collar is peak efficiency. In closing, I'd just like to say that our emphasis is on keeping your dog free and keeping your dog safe. And I think that that is the most important thing. Your dog's your family member. Obviously, you want your family members to be safe and to be free, not restrained on a leash or a collar, or, you know, with a collar and leash everywhere you go. Now, obviously, that doesn't, you know, preclude walking your dog and stuff like that. But just want to be able to get outside, run, do what dogs do. And I mean, that's the most important thing. The best thing about this is it's got some fantastic upgrades. It seals those gaps that I talked about with the Halo, and it's the exact same price as the second generation SpotOn. So you're getting all the upgrades without an increase in the price, and that's hard to argue with. You know, and I admit these are expensive collars, but you got a lot of value long term for what you're getting. And for them to throw all these extra features in there and keep the price the same, that's pretty incredible in my opinion. But anyway, thoughts, comments, concerns, hit me up. I always try to jump on here and answer any of your questions or any of your own, you know, go back and forth about any of your own stories, your experiences with the SpotOn or other smart collars. It doesn't have to be just about the SpotOn. But we'd also appreciate it if you'd hit that like and subscribe button. Got a lot of content coming. In fact, we're running a little bit behind, and we really want to get some of this stuff out there because I've had these things in my hands for a while now. I want to review them, show you what I think, and that way you can make the most informed decision possible. Appreciate you watching, and everybody have a fantastic day.